Shalom to Director of Regavim's International Division, Naomi Kahn. Tell us about the committee hearing you took part in the Knesset today.
Shalom, Yoni. Thank you for covering this important committee hearing. It's an emergency hearing about recent events that have exploded across the scene all through Israel. Regavim has been saying for 15 years that the failure to enforce the law has created pockets of lawlessness. It begins with illegal construction. It begins with failure to enforce the law against crime families, drug smuggling, holding arms illegally all through the Arab communities. And for political reasons, the State of Israel has failed to enforce the law equally and universally. And that has come to that's come to roost, come home now as it boiled over. 15 years of neglect, even more than that, 15 years that we've been calling on the government to enforce the law equally and universally. Nothing has happened, and here's the result.
Now, in terms of weapons and ammunition, were you surprised to see so much arms, even in central Israel?
We're not surprised in the least, unfortunately. We've been predicting this. We've been warning about this. We've been calling upon the government to collect illegally held arms all through the country, from the north, from the Galilee, all the way down to the south, to the Negev, in Lod, in Ramle, in all of the mixed cities. We knew it was coming. Everyone knew it was coming. It was much more convenient for the government to turn the other way and push the problem off onto someone else's plate. But it's no longer an avoidable conversation.
You demanded change. Who's responsible?
As always, it starts from the top. It starts from the policy. It starts from the government. This is why we have elected officials. It's why we have a government, to set policy and to see that that policy is enforced. What we found in the mixed cities, and we stepped in to try to fill the gap, but there was a huge gap of law enforcement. This also is the result of the Or report following the previous round of Arab riots in the year 2000 in the Wadi Ara area. Because the police powers were severely curtailed and the police force was emasculated by the Or report, we have the return of those riots now in a much greater intensity. And the government itself has to take a very careful look at the powers that it is giving to the people who are supposed to be protecting us, and the policy of the government in terms of equal and universal law enforcement in every part of the country, in every sector, and on every front, from the ground up.
Director of Regavim's International Division, Naomi Kahn, thank you very much.
Thank you, Yoni.